Okay, guys, so the phone. So, as you know, when you're trying to put something out in the atmosphere and you do something, you come across so many different technical difficulties. Having technical difficulties. Anyway, my phone coverage, it went out. It just went out. So, anyway, I got my other phone. Let's talk about it. So, okay. So, guys, everybody pulling up for church early. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. And, after work, I would study my real estate, right? This happened like a couple of months ago. So I went to a different Starbucks because I have this thing. I like what I like. So I like this one particular Starbucks. And then if it ain't that, I normally just don't go at all and study. So I said, well, let's get out of your comfort zone. You got a Starbucks like a minute away from your job. Bam, let's go there. So I went to the Starbucks and I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm ready to experience one, meet some new friends or something. I go there, and toward closing, this guy comes in, very well spoken, and he was a very happy guy. He had a very nice voice. He was the type of guy. He had the type of voice that if you heard him speaking and you was in the area, you'll look and see who he was. So I was studying and he was talking to everybody, and it was like he knew all the workers. Bam. So it's like, oh, hey, such and such. They know him by name. It was like Cheers up in Starbucks. And so I had my real estate book out, and so once I left, he didn't say anything to me, but I was like, oh, okay. And so I'm like, okay. And so once I left, he was out in the parking lot. Guys, I kid you not, Jesus, I kid you not. He was in the parking lot in a lawn chair. Like he was at a what you call it? At a tail, what you call them? Tail meets, what you call them things? When you go to, link it in below, because I done got a little brain fart. When you when you go to a baseball game or a football game and you go outside and all the cars and people, Lord, he had his lawn chair in the parking lot of Starbucks, listening to his music. He would listen to some good music. Like, my Hilda, he listened to like some Bob Marley. Okay. And I was ready to conversate. Says he, hey, he hollered out. He said, hey, you study real estate? And I said, huh? I heard him, but I'm like, dang, this dude can see real good. Okay, so I'm wearing a gloss. Put your gloss over your lips with your lip liner. Okay, so he was like, you study real, hey, I saw you studying real estate. And I'm like, huh? He like, you study real estate? So I walked up closer, and then I explained, yeah, I'm studying real estate. How did you notice? Did you see my book? So we just started a good conversation. He was talking about he's trying to get into real estate, on like flipping, and that he's a contractor. Okay, so it felt like we had a lot in common. You know, when you first meet somebody, it always feel like rainbows and sprinkles. Now, these people disrespectful. They're pulling up at church, but they're getting too close to my car. I have this thing where somebody come up to my space. Respect my personal space. Anyway, y'all, let me hurry up and get out of church. Get ready for church. These people getting to church early. Anyway, so he told me he was in construction, but he's in construction, but he wants to get into flipping, and so we were just talking. But let me tell you, he didn't know too much about me other than that I was divorced and that my husband was in prison. He talked a whole damn time about himself for the 2 days that I could stomach him, because he was very aggressive. He listened to like that real red pill content stuff. So when he was real passionate about something, in the middle of a conversation, he would say, bro. Now I'm like, baby, we some mature people. We some very mature people. Why is every time you feel you gotta say something, why you feel like you gotta say, bro? And that was a turn off. But I didn't feel like telling somebody what's a turn off or not. It's like you get to know people, accept them for what they are, and if you can deal with it or not, just gone on the exit. Like, you don't have to try to change somebody. Like, I didn't want to change him. Like, if that's what you said, bro, that's what you say, baby. But I'm not finna sit up there in this grown ass Oh Lord, I'm at church. I'm not finna sit up here and talk to you and you all you say is bro and man, know what I'm saying? Oh, I know he's oh, so he was African. So he was very articulate, very, very well spoken. But baby, he added in some African and he added in some bro. I'm like, no, 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 we ain't finna do that. So listen. So I met him at Starbucks, had a very good conversation. And he was touchy feely then, but it's like, okay, I hadn't hugged nobody in a while. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, you can hug me, you can get a hug. But okay, so we agreed to meet each other the next day at Starbucks. And I had to let him know, hey, I am studying real estate, so I understand that you want to meet me. However, I got to keep my goal. My goal, I'm here to study, and I will meet you a few hours after I study so I can stay on goal, so I can stay on focus. So he was like, okay. So when he finally came, it was like the next day, a couple of days afterwards, right? He said, let's go. What do you have to eat? And what I loved about him, yeah, what I loved about him is, look at this little hairstyle, baby. I already look all right. I ain't had to do much. So, um, he met me at Starbucks, right? And I know how to keep my weight down, right? Because I used to be a big girl, big old girl, big old girl. So I know how to eat to keep my weight down. I know how to get sensible food. It ain't the worst. It might not be the best, but if you, for weight control, that's what you eat. So sometimes I fast. I go without eating. That's good to keep your weight in control. And so when he met me, he was like, okay, so what have you had to eat today? And I said, well, I didn't eat nothing at work today. So when I got to Starbucks, I had a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant or something. Normally, I don't ever eat that. But if you fast, if you want them calories for that day, and that's all you had with a cup of coffee, that should not put any unnecessary weight on you. So he went ballistic. Now, man, I just met this guy. He's African. I just met him. My weight is in control, meaning I'm not overweight. I'm not as small as I normally be when I'm at my best, but my weight is good, okay? He went off on me. He said, you shouldn't eat processed foods. Why are you eating processed foods? The foods you eat in Starbucks are bad. Let me get you a meal. And I'm like, first of all, I don't mind fighting. It's like, look, did you not hear me? I ate something that you did not approve of. But look, please don't get it twisted. You ain't my daddy. You ain't my man. Don't do this. But he was very aggressive, and I'm like, okay. So I've been in a relationship, in an abusive relationship. I'm like, okay, all right, I see where this is going. Okay, I'm gonna have to put hands on him, and he finna sit up here. I'm not finna get to fight with you. So I took his lead because I didn't want to get. I found myself getting very offensive about how aggressive he was talking about what I ate at Starbucks. So he was like, okay, I got to get you something. He was like, okay, I got to get you some real food. We can go across the street. Across the street from Starbucks at all these different eateries. He said, you choose, but we got to get you something to eat. And he was just so, he was there to meet me and talk, but he was just so adamant, like, okay, we got to get you something to eat. So I'm like, this boy, this dude, he been in Africa too long, or he ain't all that. And that right there, that's what it took. It turned me off. It turned me off. So I'm like, okay. And that's how I took it. Like at this point, it's like, okay, I checked out mentally. I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna go nowhere. This relationship ain't gonna go nowhere. So he jumps in my car, and I didn't like that either. He invited me to get something to eat, but he jumped in my car. He said, we're gonna take your car. So he was just it was just too much. I think when you get to know somebody, first of all, be yourself. Let people see who you are. Be yourself. But second of all, it was too aggressive for my spirit. Everything ain't for everybody. I can't stand an aggressive man. He was too demanding, and he didn't care to see what what I preferred. He just ran the show. Nah, not cut from that cloth. So he jumped in my car. We went to Panda Express across the street from the Starbucks. He talked about and belittled every woman in there. Let me get ready while I'm talking to you. So I wear my waist trainer. Let me show you my little waist trainer. Oh, yes. I wear my waist trainer to keep my waist snatched. Okay. He talked about every woman. He talked about... So I had 2 braids in my hair. I'm going to show y'all a picture of this dude. Show him. So I had my braids in my hair. So I wear weaves and extensions whenever I please. And I like to wear the ones that look most natural to my hair type. So I didn't have my wig or weave on. And he was just talking about the women with weaves or wigs. And he was talking about the women with tattoos. And asked me, did I have any tattoos? And it was just like, he had a very male chauvinistic spirit. And let me put my little shoes on. And I'm like, if you're on a date and you're talking about other women, that's something else I can't get into. There's something else going on with your spirit, but I definitely can't get into that. Like, what you got going on? We're supposed to be talking about us, how you feel about me, you want to get to know me. So my mind was already made up, like, no, I can't see this fella anymore. And we went back to Starbucks after I grabbed my food, after listening to him talk about every woman that wore something tight. I had on work clothes with some opaque stockings, guys, and a wrap dress, looking very... I didn't look provocative to me, but I looked, with opaque stockings on. I looked like I came from work or the library. So we gets back to Starbucks, sit down, I eat. He didn't get anything to eat. And he was overly touchy. And as a woman, you want someone to show self-restraint when around you. Show some respect, This was the second time he knew me. His hands were all over me and I looked like a librarian. So I said, you got some issues, because I'm not looking provocative at all in my eyesight. So it's almost time for me to go to church. I'm trying to upload my video, that second part. So he was touchy-feely. And the kicker, which was the icing on the cake. This man, nice looking. I wonder, is he married? Let me see. He got a wedding band on. He nice looking. He tried to kiss me in Starbucks. So I don't know if you've been sucking ding dong, you've been eating pootie pie, or eating some ass. Show some patience, guys. Unless you're out with a prostitute, a known prostitute, or a fun girl, show some patience when you meet a woman of a certain caliber. If not, you've already burned your bridges. And most of y'all, I think he's single. Most of y'all don't care. And I get it, because this world, some people just don't care. But if somebody don't call you back for some reason, it got to be something you did, or it's something. But I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, anyhow, that was that. But besides that, I thought that the relationship would have prospered, because he was a learner. He spoke eloquently, other than when he said bro. He was big on learning. So the little time I talked to him, he would give me little tidbits of information to go over and learn. And I thought that was very admirable. That was a turn on. But the aggressive nature and things of that nature, trying to kiss me in your hands all over me, that's a turn off. But anyway, guys, I did what I had to do. Thanks for getting ready with me. I hope you watched everything from the entirety. So this is my little outfit I'm wearing at church. Just something clean and classic. Just a turtleneck, some black pants, and some little shoes, and a little leather coat, and a light little eyebrow thing. And I look decent for church. So anyway, I'm finna get this word up in me. Thank you, Jesus. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.